Speaking about the asteroids and the interplanetary defense as well, and we were listening to your opening remarks too. How important is it in today's space sector?
It is not for space sector. It is for the entire humanity. So I will say the longevity of our race surviving on Earth is a function of our ability to prevent any catastrophe. Especially small diseases you can always solve. You have seen the COVID coming and we struggled for years and solved it over a period of time. But when an asteroid hit it, there is no time available for solving it because by the time you know about it, you are dead. So the issue is that you need to prepare a priori, hoping that it is going to happen. So this question of asteroid day is to forewarn us on the dangers associated with the understanding of the asteroids and how frequently they are actually visiting Earth to be aware of and then prepare ourselves for a long term. This long is not years. This could be hundreds of years. But humanity is not going to vanish in hundreds of years. We have been here for 70,000 years and we will continue for another 70,000 years. Why not? So if that has to happen, space technology has to be preparing ourselves for that. That's the whole purpose.
Aditya L1 completed its halo orbit as well. What has been the key findings or the takeaways from the past 178 days?
It is precisely moving in the halo orbit, so that is one good part. We had to do only very small maneuvers of 1, 2, 3 to put it in the back in the L1 Lagrangian orbit, second orbit. So that indicates our calculation of putting the very first time in the orbit is very good. Otherwise, it would have deviated much. It has not deviated much. So this is great knowledge that our modeling has become good. The mathematical formulation is good. So this gives us confidence to work on such long-term trajectories. Possibly you may know that even our Aditya L1 has gone to that place in a very novel way. We call it some specific trajectory maneuvers in which one of the least fuel has been used for it. So this also validates our methods.
Where is it with Gaganyaan, the most ambitious mission for India, and how are the astronauts doing and which stage is it in?
They are fine. They are preparing. They are waiting. I am also impatiently waiting for it to happen. But then there is a lot of work to be done. The work is happening. It is in terms of the rockets, the other elements that are to be designed and developed. We have targeting a launch this year of the unmanned mission, hoping that it will go well. We have to conduct multiple missions in the next year. Right. We also have to do some test missions. So all of these are going on at various centers. Yes.
Few days ago, months ago, you had presented before the Prime Minister about this ambitious dream of India to have its own space station as well. So what is it about and when will we see that become a reality?
So we have given a ambitious schedule to him that by 2028 we must have the first module going up there using our current capabilities. I think that is getting ready. We have worked out the details, engineering and cost for it, and also tied up how it can be manufactured in India and launched.
It will be completely indigenous?
Of course it will be indigenous. We cannot make rockets and make these type of things outside. It's not going to be possible. But long term we need to develop new capabilities of launching as well as higher size manufacturing capability, which we are already on the job.
Lastly, sir, the future projects of ISRO and what's there in the pipeline, what can we see in the next few years?
See, all of you are aware that we have a sectoral reform in the space sector, where we are putting more focus on research and development in the ISRO parlance. But when it comes to industries, we want them to take up most of the work in the commercial production and launches, where the commercial activity must take the supreme role. We also want to look at the application side expanding to create more economic activity and profitability in terms of services. So that activities are handled by NSIL. We also look at InSpace, which is looking at bringing more startups and industries into the space sector through various interventions. Possibly it could be through the technology transfers or through the funding support that we are going to do. So essentially I am looking at expanding the space ecosystem in scale basically. And once the scale happens, all of this will become easy. Our goals and visions will become fructified only if you increase in scale.
Lastly, sir, Sunita Williams is stuck in space. We have seen what happened with the Boeing Starliner, even with the helium leak as well. What are the key takeaways which the ISRO will take as well? Because even we have also planned the Gaganyaan.
Yeah, it is an important lesson for all of us. Every experience for others also become important for us because we are also learning from others. So this mission gives us a little more information because the problems are well known. and such similar issues, how it can come up in our system, is something which we are discussing, and we will protect against it in various ways as much as we can. The design permits. But they have an advantage. They can go to space station and reside and wait for it to be assessed. But we may not have that possibility. So we're looking at it. It must be differently configured so as to handle such contingencies.
Okay.